Hello, children, and welcome back to our channel. Today's episode of Grandma Tales is a really heartwarming story that reminds us what true inclusion looks like. Picture this.
It's about a special place called the Sweet Harmony Bakery. Sweet Harmony was always bustling, filled with the incredible smells of fresh bread and pastries. It was famous in town, but behind the scenes, not everything was as harmonious as the name suggested. One of their most talented bakers was a woman named Lilian. Lilian was deaf, and while her hands worked magic with flour and sugar, she often felt invisible. During staff meetings, important updates and lively brainstorming sessions would happen all around her, but she was left out. Conversations were a blur she couldn't join, and her brilliant ideas for new cake designs stayed locked away in her mind. Imagine having so much to offer, but no one knows how to listen. The team wasn't mean to her, not at all. They just didn't understand. They didn't know sign language, so communication was limited to simple nods and gestures. It was an isolating experience for Lilian, and the bakery was missing out on her full potential without even realizing it. The harmony was incomplete. Then, one day, everything changed. A new manager, a kind man named Mr. Chen, took over the bakery. He was observant, and it didn't take him long to notice Lilian's situation. He saw her quietly sketching incredible cake designs in a notebook during her breaks. Designs more creative and beautiful than anything they currently offered. Saw the disconnect during meetings, the flicker of loneliness in her eyes. Mr. Chen knew that for the bakery to truly live up to its name, something had to be done. So he made a decision that would transform Sweet Harmony forever. He didn't just feel sorry for Lilian, he took action. First, he hired a professional sign language interpreter for all staff meetings. She could understand everything being said, and more importantly, she could finally share her own thoughts. The team was amazed as the interpreter voiced her innovative ideas, her deep understanding of flavor combinations, and her passion for baking. But Mr. Chen didn't stop there. He believed that real inclusion wasn't just about hiring an interpreter. It was about building genuine connections. He organized voluntary sign language workshops for the entire staff. He encouraged everyone to learn basic greetings, simple questions, and baking-related signs. At first, some were hesitant, worried it would be too difficult. But soon, the bakery was filled with a new kind of energy. Started practicing signs with each other, laughing as they learned to say good morning or ask need more flour. With their hands, the atmosphere shifted. The invisible wall around Lilian began to crumble. Her colleagues started seeing her not as Lilian, the deaf baker, but simply as Lilian, their talented, funny, and incredibly creative teammate. They started having real conversations during breaks, sharing jokes, and collaborating on new recipes. Lilian was finally part of the team, a true member of the Sweet Harmony family. And what happened to the bakery? It thrived like never before. With Lilian's ideas now at the forefront, they started creating the most spectacular cakes the town had ever seen. Her designs, once confined to her sketchbook, were now edible works of art displayed in the shop window. Customers flocked to the bakery, drawn in by these unique creations. Lilian's talent, once hidden, was now the bakery's star attraction. Sales went up, morale skyrocketed, and the bakery became known not just for its bread, but for its heart. The lesson from Grandma's story is so simple, yet so powerful. Inclusion isn't about giving someone special treatment or making exceptions. It's about tearing down the barriers that prevent people from having an equal opportunity to contribute, to belong, and to shine. Mr. Chen didn't lower the standards for Lilian, he raised the standards for the entire workplace. He created an environment where everyone had the tools they needed to succeed. Sweet Harmony became a place where every voice, whether spoken or signed, was heard and valued. And in doing so, they discovered that their greatest strength was in their diversity. Lilian's story reminds us to look around our own workplaces, our communities, and ask, who might we be leaving out? Whose incredible talents are we missing simply because we have learned how to listen in a different way? By making that small effort to connect, we can unlock potential we never even knew existed. Thanks so much for listening today. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.